treat some Bumblefoot with me. So this is Molly, my beloved zombie chicken, who has had chronic Bumblefoot now for like 4 weeks. So this is like my 50th attempt. We're gonna try something different, and I also have another chicken out there that has a very mild case of it. So I'm gonna make a second video kind of going over the ordinary treatment that you would do for Bumblefoot, and then we are gonna do something different here for Molly and see if it helps. So Bumblefoot is a infection of the foot that is caused by Staphylococcus, and it can get into a chicken's foot via abrasions and cuts and things like that. It can be fatal, and depending on the severity, it can need vet intervention, which is where Molly is going to be headed if I cannot get this out, probably within the next like 4-ish days. There is usually a kernel behind a very defying scab on a chicken's foot. This is what you are looking for. So I will say that her scab has gotten smaller than it originally was, but you can see right here, there is another spot from the bumble. So that is what you're looking for. There is a kernel in behind this. What I have done is I have made an Epsom salt water paste. I am gonna cover Molly's foot in this, and we are gonna wrap it and let it sit overnight, and then we are gonna take these secondary steps of treatment and go through all of that. But I'm really hoping that this helps and can get it under control, because like I said, if not, Molly will be going to the vet and having some antibiotics administered and giving me some help, because I just cannot seem to get it out. Sometimes you can treat it on your own, sometimes you need veterinarian intervention, so hopefully this helps. You will need adhesive wrap, and what I like to do is cut this in half. So I will go ahead and pull some out, and then I cut it down the middle because it makes it much easier to wrap their feet. This just takes up too much space and then they just peck it right off. So I just cut right down the middle. If you are trying to get the scab out of this, definitely wear gloves, but since we're just touching the top of the scab itself, I don't need to put gloves on. All I'm gonna do is take some of this Epsom salt paste and stick it right on her foot. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna help draw out that infection. Molly's infection is really deep, and I think that that's why I'm having such a hard time getting it out. So hopefully this helps. So next what I'm gonna do is start wrapping her foot, and we're gonna make sure to keep this bandage over the Epsom salt paste. And it's not easy to wrap their feet, but you just gotta try and do it as best as you can. Get it between the toes, stick it together. So here's one piece. Then as you can see, the bumble is covered, and this is nice and secured. And then I will update with part 2 tomorrow.